Hello, my name is Dr. Damien Mooney, and I am Associate Professor of French Linguistics and Language Change at the University of Bristol. Today, I am going to present in this video an illustration of the IPA for Béarnais Gascon that was published in 2014. So Béarn is the historically Romance-speaking part of the Pyrénées-Atlantiques département in southwestern France. You can see this region in the image on the right of the screen. The Languedoc, or a Southern Gallo-Romance variety historically spoken in Béarn, is locally referred to as Bearnais and sometimes as Le Patois. Bearnais is a subdialect of Gascon, which is itself a subdialect of Occitan or the Languedoc. So in the image on the left, you can see the Languedoc or Occitan continuum with the principal subdialects of Gascon, Languedocien, Provençal, Provençal-Alpin, Auvergnat, and Limousin. Um, Béarn has the highest density of Gascon speakers and is kind of the principal surviving dialect of Gascon. And so it's become largely synonymous with it. Now, Bearnais exhibits the characteristics of language obsolescence. So I say Jones, 1998, there's a gradual reduction in use due to domain restriction. This may result in the emergence of historically inappropriate morphological and or phonological forms together with extensive lexical borrowing. There's an age gradient of speakers with active confidence decreasing as age decreases. The language is not taught to children in the home. The number of speakers is declining very rapidly. The entire population is bilingual, with French preferred in almost all situations, and there is little or no literacy among traditional or native speakers. And Béarnais finds itself in a situation of gradual death, being replaced by French as defined by Dorian. There are very few data points in terms of the number of speakers. The most recent one is at the end of the 20th century, where it was found that around 3% of the population around Bordeaux spoke Gascon and around 30% in Béarn. So there's about 500,000 speakers in total around 25 years ago. In Béarn, 16%, so of the 30% of over 14 said they were fluent speakers and 14% said they spoke a little. So that's about 75,000 people in total. Of the fluent speakers, that's around 40,000. Over half were 65 plus and rural dwelling. So those speakers will be 90 today. And around 3.5% were between the ages of 14 and 24. And that's primarily due to immersion education initiatives. The speaker that we'll hear today was an 87-year-old male in 2012 from the town of Sedzer. So these are the consonants. A couple of things to note. Latin f and v evolved into h and b respectively in Béarnais. So the v merged with b. So when we see f and v, the labiodental fricatives in Béarnais, it's primarily in borrowings from French. The next one, the post-alveolar fricative voiced je, is a variant of the palatal approximant y. And finally, the velar nasal occurs in borrowings from English via French. So I'm going to go through each consonant and let you hear it. So we'll start with p,
Lupis,
and then b,
luzbes,
t,
lutebe,
and then d,
debe,
k,
laquerelio,
and then g,
laguespario,
ch,
Lucastet,
and then g,
luvitaglie,
m,
lumis,
n,
lanevero,
ny,
lagnit,
and then
Luparking,
And then moving on, we have borrowed f
lufestin,
and borrowed v.
luvelo,
We then have
lupuret,
r, and then the tap.
lupuret,
Next is s,
sedve,
then z,
luzebro,
sh,
cheis,
and then y,
ye,
with j as a variant of y. Then w,
oei,
l,
lectum,
L,
Lu lleit.
and then finally H.
Lu hems.
Bearnais has a 7-vowel system in stressed position. So we'll go through each of those. I,
Ic.
U,
Lupin.
E,
Lupesh.
E,
Lupe.
A,
Lupa.
U,
La pumo.
and then finally O.
Luporc.
In pretonic position, this is reduced to 5 vowels, and in posttonic position, this is reduced to 4 vowels. Because of the dropping of Latin root final intervocalic N, Bearnais has a system of nasal vowels. I'll play them for you now.
Rubin. Lupin. Il. Boom. Luher.
And then there are a series of minimal pairs that you can posit in order to argue for the phonemic status of the nasal vowels. Bearnais also has a system of rising and falling diphthongs formed with the vowel and either y or w, preceding or following the vowel. So we'll start with the y ones.
Kei. Kei. Lamai. Kesui. Lupuloi. Ye. Fier. Embestia. Juliet. Lamayoto.
And then moving on to the ones formed with w.
Tebeu. Taballeu. La causo. Kebiu. La pou. Luell. Quelle.
Quate.
Cuica.
Laigo.
And then moving on to the prosodic features, tonic stress falls on the penultimate syllable when the word ends in the vowels E or O. So for example,
Lu militari.
a vowel followed by S,
Lu mescladis.
and then a vowel followed by N in the third person plural conjugation of regular verbs.
Que canten.
In all other cases, words ending in consonants other than N, S, and or in the vowels A and U, tonic stress is placed on the final syllable. So we'll play an example of that. For example, maize.
Lu milioc.
There are lexically conditioned exceptions to the stress pattern, and these are generally marked in the varying different orthographical systems using grave or acute accents. So we'll move on then to the recording of the North Wind and the Sun. This is the text that was read, and I'll now play our 87-year-old speaker.
L'aviso e lo sorell. L'aviso e lo sorell que espelejaven. Cadu assegurant qu'era lo meillort. Quan vedun u viatjador qui n'anava arropat hens lo sumanto que s'hican d'avís. Lo purme qui si escadore entau hatira que serè espiat com lo meillort. Aravets, l'aviso que sí que abua en si han amort. Mes me llevujavo, me lo viatjador estrossavo hens lo sumanto per la fi que renunciè. Alavets, lo sorell que començà a arraiar. E au cap d'un moment, lo viatjador, escalorit, que estirè lo manto. Atau, l'aviso que avu de reconèixer que lo sorell qu'era lo meillort.
Many thanks for listening.